I'm sure. Do you still talk to Adam at all? No.
No, we do.
You still keep in touch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. We actually, like, during the pandemic, we like, he was like we were each other's like phone call, and we didn't see, there was a time for 3 months where no one was seeing anyone, but like, a couple of times he would come to my building and like we would talk out the windows. I mean, yeah, no,
Was he your pandemic boyfriend? It's okay if he was. We all needed one, right?
No, I mean, he wasn't. I mean, we had like officially broken up that in 2019, I think, that 2018, and then we had a year of sort of back and forth, or a year and a half back and forth. But by the time the pandemic was happened, we were split, and I didn't want to go back there.
That makes sense.
I just didn't want to, because then you have to like break up again. I didn't want that. So no, we weren't, but we developed a really good friendship.
That's good. Who do you keep in touch with besides Heather? I know you're close with Heather.
I keep in touch with Dorinda. So, I'm sort of like happy that the way that it ended for her, it was similar to me. I think that, like, she was not going along with what Bravo wanted her to go along with in terms of the storyline with Tinsley. And I think, she had that. I didn't see the season, but she had a bad season, I guess. But it really worked in her favor that she wasn't on the show this season, because it's so bad. And I feel like she really, even though I think she does say, like, she doesn't really go hard at Bravo, like the way that I do, because it really was a toxic environment. And I think any housewife will say that, if they're being honest. Like, there have been times when it's just the toxicity is too much. But I think she was happy to whatever, they take a pause, and
she's on her pause.
Yeah, I think it's so good for her. She's a good person, and she got exploited in a way that didn't show her in the best light. She's a good person.
She had a hard season that season, and now, there's a lot of people that say, well, you should have kept Dorinda. That's part of the ratings.
It's like, it's production makes those mistakes. I saw it in season 10. We had our ratings season 10 were like 2 million. In the demo price 700, but now the demo is 200. Last I saw 220 people. Like that, it's like the demo is the only thing Bravo cares about, and that's nothing. Like, they went from season 10 to season 13, just 3 seasons.
It's a big difference.
It's hemorrhaging, and it's really hard to build that back up. But I guess that's why they canceled it, and maybe they have to reboot it in some other way.
Yes, and yes. Before we get there, I have one question. You've had your share of ups and downs. We talked about Aviva. We talked about, if you and Luann, if you had to film with one of these 3 people, like, just say you were going to go back and you had to go on a vacation, just one film or go on a vacation with one of these people, Aviva, Luann, or Bethenny, which of these 3?
Oh my God. That is a terrible question. Like, to be filmed or just to go on vacation?
One-on-one vacation, like on an island, just the 2 of you. Oh, Bethenny, Luann, or Aviva.
It's almost impossible to say. I guess that's literally impossible. Like, I'm visualizing that, and I can't extrapolate the experiences I've had with each of them,
I'm giving you like flashback nightmares. Like, I'm giving you PTSD.
I do have PTSD. I think everyone who leaves the show goes through at least a year or 2 of PTSD. That's a real thing. Bravo should really pay for the therapy of the jettisoned housewives. I don't know. I'm going to plead the 5th.
I never said they were all going to be easy questions, right?
Other than maybe, like, oddly, maybe Aviva, because it's been almost 10 years. I don't know anything that's going on in her life, or what, and I think more than most of them, she was really playing a role. Like, she was so crazy. with throwing the leg and then not being able to travel without her, like everything was like so hyped up. I think a lot of that was for show, right? And I think Heather has said she's come to understand the anger that I had towards her for what she said about what remains. And but now, of course, this is going to be some stupid headline. Okay, so it's going to be some headline that if I had to be on a deserted island with anyone, it would be Aviva Drescher. So I'm going to call it out as a headline right now.
I think the headline will be Carole Radziwill wants to be friends with Aviva again, or something like that.
Or Carole shades Bethenny and Luann. I don't know. It's just cannon fodder. We used to say at ABC, cannon fodder. Just
Well, your friend Heather is friends with Aviva, so she can make that happen.
I know. I think she's. I know, because it's in my ear that she recently said. I think she did a podcast with her, and
well, she mentioned. Well, she did one with Aviva, but she also mentions it here. Somehow it came up, and she's like, "Yeah, one day." She wasn't. It's not like an active plan, but she's like, "One day."
Oh, really? Oh.
I mean, I don't know if she's going to make it happen. I just think.
Well, I will say, when Heather did decide to go back on the show, which I implored her not to do. I said, okay, if you're gonna go back, I think what a fun scene to do on that show, because I knew the other women, that there were the 2 new ones and then the 3 veterans, and like that does not make a show. I'm not a reality show producer, nor do I watch much of it, but I have that instinct, and that's definitely not a show. So that's why they needed Heather to be a 6th person. But also, I thought it'd be a great scene. I said, you've got to have lunch with Aviva, bring Aviva back on. And I just pictured the scene like of her just showing her legs walking in the Christian Louboutin sandal that she threw, that was attached to the leg that she threw at Cirque, wherever we were.
The Cirque.
And I said, what a great scene. I just thought the audience would love that. Like, you see Heather, you cut to Heather sitting, waiting at lunch table, and then the door opens and all you see are the legs with those shoes on. If she still had those shoes, I said, that would be epic. You got to do that. And she was going to, she was going to do that. I don't know if but of course it devolved into some grotesque vaudeville show that first weekend. So she was like, I'm not going back.
Maybe you should be a reality TV producer. Do you see how I'm sitting here, like with my mouth, like down, like this is like, I can picture it. Yeah. And if she doesn't have those shoes, I'm sure if she said Bravo would have gone and found them somewhere, or she would have found them.
Yeah. I mean, how epic would that be? That would be so good.